Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blaugrana Everything, and welcome back wherever you're listening or watching from. It has been a long week since the last match, which was, of course, that away win at Real Sociedad, and much of the talk surrounding Barcelona during the time from then to now has had to do with the registration of a certain Jules Kounde, and well, we finally got to see him make his debut at Camp Nou. At Spotify Camp Nou, never going to get used to that, as Barcelona beat Real Valladolid in the second chapter of the battle against the Reals. That's right, the battle against the Reals. That's what I call the series of matches that Barca has played against the Real chapters of Madrid, Sociedad, Betis, and Valladolid. Alright, if you think that's corny, I don't care. The win came courtesy of yet another brace from Lewandowski, who looks to have really got into his stride in Xavi's team, as well as a goal each from Pedri and Sergi Roberto, who came on as a sub, and yet more assists here for Rafinha and Dembele, who grabbed 3 combined, 3 assists in total, 2 for Dembele. And it really is not an exaggeration to say that there could have been more goals here for Barca. And also, we saw yet more solid goalkeeping from Kounde ter Stegen. That's the third week in a row where he's made some, big saves. 2 of those matches have ended in clean sheets for him, which, you gotta be happy to see. And just like, to add a cherry and go and throw a goal line clearance from Jules Kounde into that mix as well. It was really a good night out for Barca. We had 86k people in the Camp Nou. I think 86 or 81, I've forgotten the number. I will put it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, then I don't know, maybe I'll put it in the description for the Spotify or Google podcast upload, whatever. It'll be there. Okay, so I will quickly take you through the tactical setup of the two sides before talking about my negatives and positives, and then picking my man of the match. So some standard match review procedure is going to be going on here. All right, this is usually how match reviews go if you're new here. If not, then you know what it is already, and thank you for returning. But of course, if you're new, I should probably say hit that subscribe or that follow, and like the video. If it's on YouTube, if it's your first time on YouTube, like the video. Why not? What you got to lose? Really, it doesn't cost you anything, and it'll help me a lot. And you'll see the next video as well. But it's just anyway, whatever. Let's talk about the tactical setup from both teams in this matchup. Barcelona went back to their roots here. Okay, good old-fashioned return to the usual 4-3-3, the tried and tested. Of course, we know that last week was a huge experiment simply because a lot of players were not available, which I would have wanted to have. But yeah, 4-3-3 was here. Balde got a second consecutive start in place of Jordi Alba. Sergio Busquets returned from his red card suspension, and Jules Kounde, like I've mentioned already, made his debut. So the starting 11 looked like this. In goes Kounde ter Stegen, a back four of Balde, Garcia, Araujo, and Kounde. Kounde was playing right back, and I think he did a really good job. So much so that you're wondering if Serginho Dest really has any future here beyond playing in the Copa del Rey. Anywho, midfield 3 of Gavi, Busquets, and Pedri, and a front 3 of Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, and Robert Lewandowski leading the line. Valladolid, on the other hand, set up in a 4-1-4-1 kind of formation, which was a fluid kind of formation, but the base was a 4-1-4-1. And in that, we saw former Barcelona player, Jordi Masip in goals, a back four of Escudero, Sanchez, Fernandez, and Perez. And then in front of them, we had another former Barcelona player in Monchu. You could remember him a couple seasons ago, really. He made his debut under Quique Setién. And ahead of him was a midfield 4 of Anwar, Aguado, Perez, and Sanchez. And leading the line for Valladolid was Sergi Guardiola. Alright, enough of all that stuff. Let's now get into the meat and potatoes. We talk about our negatives and positives. And as I always do, I will start with negatives. And you're probably thinking, dude, are you serious? After that performance, you have a negative? Yes, I do have a negative, and my negative is going to sound so nitpicky, so bratish, like I'm a spoiled brat or anything. But my negative here is that we did not score enough goals. That's right. I went there. Yes, we won by 4 goals to 0, scoring 2 goals in either half with, a plethora of chances. And that's my issue here, okay? This could have been an 8-0, okay? Could have been a 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. It could have been more than 4. Now, like, I respect Xavi, and probably it's part of his branding to, beat teams by 4 goals. We did it at the Bernabeu, did it at, Mestalla. We did it at home against Atleti. Xavi is very much for Barca, for. But we could have really scored a lot more goals here. Yes, part of it is very nitpicky because, I'm not going to criticize Lewandowski that his header came off the post and he couldn't tap in his own rebound after that because he was on the ground when the ball was rolling past him. Like, that's ridiculous, right? And we did see as well chances for Ansu Fati, who could have scored, but it was denied by, was a very good save by Masip. So, that's like 2 chances already where this could have been 6-0 and whatnot. But, I'm not saying that the finishing was not up to par, because that would be very harsh. Sometimes it just felt like the luck aspect of the finish just wasn't there. But look, we could have scored more goals, and whenever we can score more goals, I think we should make a habit of scoring more goals, right? So that's my negative. Leave me alone. I'm moving to the positives now, okay? If you're now going to put up with my nitpicking, let's move on. Let's talk positives. And my first positive here was that Barcelona finally ended that winless streak at Camp Nou. So at Spotify Camp Nou. So we have to go all the way back to that 2-1 win against Alaves for the last time that Barcelona won a home game at the Camp Nou. Since then, we've played Cadiz, we've played Rayo, we've played Villarreal, we've played Rayo again, and we did not get the dub, alright guys? We did not get the win. That run, of course, includes that poor performance against, what do you call them again? Eintracht? Yeah, those guys. So, we needed that hoodoo to end. To be honest, really, it's the one thing which is souring Xavi's record currently with Barcelona. It's that his win percentage at home is not very good as compared to away, where it's like very, very good. He's almost unbeatable away from home, and he basically wins more often than he draws. So it was good to see us win here and to get back to winning at Camp Nou in front of a packed crowd. That's what's important, winning in front of a packed crowd, because then people will be more excited to come in and see Barca some more. And we all know the importance of Barcelona filling the stadium, because we need to generate money, because we spent so much money, because we mortgaged most of our future. My next positive is that the squad is deep. And I mean deep, all right? Like, so it could be like triple E deep, like how we say triple C thick. Like, if you could be triple E deep, that's Barcelona's squad right now. We saw it from, the starting 11 and just looking at the bench, and then looking at the subs Xavi made and looking at who was still left on the bench. Like, yeah, this is a very deep squad now. With the registration of Kounde, it's really come together looking like a very good squad, especially when you think that Kounde can bring some decent cover down that right flank for Barca. At least against the smaller teams, he's more than good enough to play right back there. We saw that on Sunday night. So this squad is just, the depth is amazing. Up front especially, it's mind-boggling, mind-blowing really, when you consider that just about, 4, 5, 6 months, just about 7 months ago, Barcelona only had like Jukla and Ilias and Amde and Luke de Jong to pick from, alright, and kudos to all those guys because they stepped up for us when we needed them to. They helped us get some important results. But looking at the squad now, and looking at the fact that my number 9 used to once be worn by Martin Brathwaite, yeah, the squad is deeper now, and that's great because it's going to come into play as the season goes on. So, it's good to see guys like Ferran as well getting all those minutes. It's good to see Fati regularly coming on, because as the season goes on, we won't always have Rafinha and Dembele starting, we'll have to bring in these other guys coming from the bench, and we're going to be able to, rotate the team quite a lot. In fact, this upcoming month, we're going to have something like 6 matches in 20 days. So, it's going to be very important to have this deep squad. My third and my final positive, it stems from this deep squad. It stems from what we've been talking about already, even with like the team setup, right? In particular, I want to just take a moment to appreciate Ousmane Dembele and Rafinha. These brothers are balling like they've been playing together for years, all right? We've been seeing them doing a lot of this whole, switching of the wings, and generally whoever's playing on the right is like killing it usually. I've noticed that they're less effective on the left, but they're just so much more deadly when they're playing down that right wing. And we did see as well during the match, we'd see even with like Rafinha on the left, on the right wing, Dembele would also come over on that right, and they would have those little link-up plays and those little setups. And it's not any coincidence that all 3 of the assists that Dembele and Rafinha gave today, 2 from Dembele, 1 from Rafinha, all 3 of those assists came from them working down that right hand side. So it's a lot of joy to see Ousmane Dembele and Rafinha starting. Obviously later on we'll see a lot more of Fati, a lot more of Ferran. So it was good. It was great to see Rafinha and Dembele, the way that they played today, and we're looking forward to see more of that. Okay, so I am now going to give you my man of the match. And this time around, I was tempted once again to go with Robert Lewandowski, but I just felt like this time around, it was somebody else. I know, crazy, because he was that good today with that, back heel goal that he scored as well. Absolutely ridiculous stuff from someone who is quite possibly the most clinical number 9 in the game at the moment. My man of the match this time around, I decided to go with Ousmane Dembele, just simply because that man was like balling out of his boots. He was like playing out of his boots by the time, whenever he was going down that right wing, I should probably specify that his link-up play with everyone has been very, very impressive. He's linking up with Lewandowski, he's linking up with Kounde, he's linking up with Pedri, he's linking up with Gavi, he's linking up with Rafinha as well. It was really great to see from him. This was a very, very good performance from him. No goals this time around, but 2 assists. Again, that's like already putting him at the top of the assist chart in La Liga. So, it's good to see him playing like this. I think some of us have been long-term believers in Dembele. You might not know this, but one of the first ever videos that was uploaded on the YouTube channel for Blaugrana Everything is actually like an Ousmane Dembele video comp. Alright, I'm not ashamed to admit that because it's no longer available for y'all to see. It's a private video, but you know what, long-term believers of Ousmane Dembele here, even though I did lose my patience with him, I will admit, over the past 12 months, that it's good to see him in his element like this. It's good to see him balling out like this. It's good to see him making these big contributions to Barca and looking like he could really be one of our clutch players this season. So Ousmane Dembele is my man of the match. Well, that is that from me, ladies and gentlemen. What were your thoughts on the game? Who was your man of the match? What were your negatives or positives? Is there anything you think I left out? Please let me know, in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and put those thoughts of yours in the comments. But thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. And Forza Barca.